talk a lot about conflict in my book. Unravel is really about conflict. It's really about thriving in the midst of conflict. And let me share a few things that I think might help. At the risk of talking about the book to the point that nobody's interested anymore to read it, but that would be a good thing. So throughout Unravel, I have sprinkled it with actionable steps that anybody, anywhere they find themselves in life can use. And I captioned them in a way that are really critical takeaways. So the first conflict section, I talk about conflict lies and indoctrination. I would leave it at that. And I go to another section and I talk about conflict diminishes. In another section, I talk about conflict as conflict divides, what you need to know and why it matters. I talked about conflict and conflict diminishes. Ultimately, the last conflict I mentioned, which you'll hear me talk a lot about, is conflict erases. Is erasing forgiving or forgetting. I want to leave my explanation a bit vague because I really want to invite you to read Unravel. Because it seems like, yes, conflict diminishes, conflict divides, conflict erases. Yeah, so what? Underneath all of that is a real lesson we can all learn on why conflict features so prominently at the personal level and at the existential level. How it diminishes, how it divides, how it distinguishes, and how it ultimately erases. And when we contemplate conflict, on the other side of it or through it is forgetting about the conflict, forgiving, or is forgiving forgetting? Those are some of the interesting things that I cover in Unravel, and I hope the reader can really get something out of it. So for each one of these areas, I take you through a journey. For my own personal conflict, the journey is clear. I am in it, I'm through it, I'm within it. It's my daughter against a system that did not care enough. Mind you, not her medical staff. I still love them till today. They saved my daughter's life. So that conflict sought to diminish my daughter. I could explain that very easily. But a larger existential conflict, such as the war, how do you understand conflict as lying? How do you understand conflict as diminishing? What is your take on conflict divides? What does that mean for you? What is your understanding of conflict diminishing and distinguishing, and ultimately as a tool of erasure? So it's a bit vague, and I leave it vague on purpose because I invite you all to go on a journey with me and let's explore Unravel.